Are we?
Good morning, guys.
I see it. We are live. 2 seconds live. Good morning, everybody.
Good
Buongiorno.
morning. Buongiorno. Good morning.
Buongiorno or good morning or buenos dias.
Or goedemorgen as well.
Goedemorgen. Yes. For those
Buongiorno.
of us in Amsterdam.
Buongiorno. Does it work?
Yeah, it was the first one. Huh?
Yeah.
Was it?
Guys,
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't think in Italian anymore.
No.
So
hey guys, welcome to the Cult of Calcio bar sport or talk room, however you want to call it. This is our Saturday morning blabbering session where we talk about Serie A, international football, and what's going on in the most beautiful sport in the world. And I see we have a lot of stripes today. I mean, you're quite used to see my face, unfortunately, Paolo's face, Diego and his Napoli jersey. But who's the guy with the Inter Milan jersey on the top of our screen?
I'm representing the second team in the table of Serie A. So Inter tifoso for a day.
Oh, for a day. Okay.
For a day. Okay. Good for you, eh? Good for you. You know that T-shirt actually brings a lot of suffering and and bad news sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Guys, last week we promised you that we were going to bring an Inter Milan fan, to balance a little bit the present talk room. We couldn't find a real one, but Carlos, he happened to have an Inter jersey, and maybe there's a story behind why he has an Inter jersey. And today he's going to represent our Nerazzurri fan for a day at least.
Yeah, actually, the story with this jersey is Zlatan, the golden years, when they were winning the Scudettos, and Zlatan was wearing number 8 in Inter. That's the reason why back then I got this jersey. I know now he's been playing in pretty much every team in Juve, in Milan, but back then I think it was at his highest peak. Now it could be a little bit of debate if those were the best seasons of Zlatan or not, because it's difficult to rate him in France because the French league, biologically, those are supposed to be the best years of a player when he was in France. But it's quite difficult to rate the player in the French league because they really didn't have any competition. So for me, I would say those seasons in Inter were amazing. I don't know if you guys agree on that. You might say that now he's at his best, but
well,
I think that those years and the years in Barcelona.
Barcelona with Guardiola only one season, a lot of conflict. He didn't play much. Not sure. He didn't score that many goals. Huh?
I think it was Barcelona was the year after Inter or before Inter. I think
it was the year that Mourinho arrived to Inter. The famous image in the semi-final in Camp Nou, when Guardiola is talking to Zlatan and Mourinho comes behind Guardiola and touch his head. I don't know if you remember that moment. That's
I don't recall that. But that's true.
Amazing. The red card for Thiago Motta in the semi-final on the second leg. And then Guardiola calls Zlatan, he's chatting, and Mourinho comes behind and starts telling him something in the ear. It's one of the best images I remember in football. And then Inter goes through to the final, and then he goes to celebrate in the middle of the stadium, and Victor Valdés kicking him out. They open the water for him to. It was amazing. That game, I will always remember that second leg of the semi-final. Always.
You guys definitely have a better memory than I have, and maybe you remember which team Zlatan went after the scandal, the Juventus scandal. Was Inter directly or
Inter?
Was Inter directly?
Straight away. Yeah. So Zlatan played 2 seasons for Juventus. And then after the Calciopoli scandal, he moved to Inter.
To Inter directly, okay.
To Inter directly. And I think he played 4 great seasons there. And then he moved to Barcelona, but he was just in time to miss the season where Inter won the triplete.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I remember the memes where it was say that it was always moving from one team to another, trying to win in the Champions League. He never did.
He did. That was true. I think that was the only mistake that he made when it comes to choosing his next destinations. I mean, the guy He's been playing at the top in every single team that he played with, but that season probably was a mistake.
Yeah, it's so bad, so sad for a player like him not to ever even play a final of Champions League. It's like Ronaldo Nazario. I think those are the two biggest players without the Champions League title. It's so sad in a way.
Yeah.
Well,
But
there are
actually,
plenty. There are plenty without.
yeah, I mean, big players like people
Yeah,
that.
obviously Maradona as well, but Maradona never
Maradona as
won.
well. Actually, I was not even thinking about Maradona. Thank you, Carlos.
It's funny because, in this chat room, whenever we start talking about titles, winning, and Champions League and that stuff, Diego becomes silent.
Why? What do you mean? I was actually thinking. When. What are you guys talking about? Well, 2020, we won something, right? And AC Milan still has to win anything. And so far, Milan and Inter are not winning for how many years, Paolo? 10?
11.
11, something like that. Napoli in the last 11 years, we won 4 trophies against Juventus, actually. 1 against Fiorentina, but the other 3 against Juventus in finals. Actually beating both AC Milan and Inter. So I don't know what you guys are talking about.
So let's talk about that. Since all those years, the real contender for Juve in the Serie A, I would say the only ones that really approached was Napoli and Roma, right? Depending on those seasons. Those
and
years.
I think also Lazio. Lazio sometimes.
Lazio recently. Lazio more recently,
with the
So
cups.
what's missing in Napoli for that little step? Because it was close, especially 2 seasons were really
Champions
close.
Players.
Penalty kicks, maybe.
Well, actually, no, because we won 2 finals against Juventus on the penalties. Doha and the last one, with Milik scoring the winning goal.
But one was the Supercoppa and one was the Coppa Italia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, against Juventus, there is always a penalty making the leverage of the winning.
when you reach the penalties, then recently it didn't happen something like that. So when it's
you're right, because if Cavani and Lavezzi plays for Napoli, we don't need to go to the to give you the hope of the penalties. We generally win.
Usually.
Well, that's we don't have much.
One thing that Diego's right about is that both AC Milan and Inter Milan have not been much silverware to brag about in the past few years. But things may be about to change because today, guys, is the Winter Championship day in the Serie A, the title for Campione d'Inverno.
Which is not a trophy, by the way.
Yeah, sorry?
It's not a trophy, by the way. It's not
a trophy.
Not something that you put on the shelf.
We can share some statistics, because in the majority of cases, the team that becomes winter champion, so it's on the top of the league.
Oh, don't go there. That's hurtful.
I don't have the numbers. I don't have the numbers with me, but I think we're talking about 83% of the cases or something like that.
I think it happens 3 times, Matteo. I'm not sure. We need to check, but 3 times it happens that someone being, the winter champion didn't make to the league. 2 times was Napoli.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's what I think. That was pretty painful. 2018. I still. Where does he play, Pjanic now? Barcelona. Sorry, guys. I'm still thinking.
Playing is a bit too much to say. He's sitting on the bench. He's maybe the other day he had the good luck of playing against Cornellà on the 3rd division in Spain, and he missed the penalty. Pjanic. He said, "Okay, let him shoot the penalty," and he missed the penalty. So the guy.
See, that's the player we were missing the final. Pjanic.
Do you think so?
Yeah, well, against Pjanic, we always won the final. The only time he didn't play the final, they won.
I see. I don't know. It's quite disappointing.
I would love to rate Pjanic.
How do you rate Pjanic? Is it for you a top midfielder or no? Because he has a big debate now.
I would love to have Pjanic in the middle of in Napoli. Pjanic is a fantastic player. Okay. It's a fantastic play. It's maybe overrated because you're playing Italy, and for many years you don't really have an opponent which is on the same level. But we are talking about someone that after Pirlo did amazing stuff. I really like Pjanic. In Roma was really good. In Juventus, he won what he had to win. So you cannot say that he's not good.
Well, here in the last weeks, is being I always thought he's a great player, but here because of Koeman not putting him, he's putting pretty much Busquets and De Jong as a midfield, and he's not playing. And I think he's getting tired very quickly. So he apparently had a talk one-on-one with Koeman, saying that if not to let him go now on loan or to go to another team. So I don't know. In Barcelona midfield is always such a top quality midfield, right? Probably the highest quality I think probably in the world in the last years, right? When you have all the Xavis, Iniestas, Busquets, etc. So it seems that maybe his style is. I'm not talking about the quality of the player. Maybe his style it doesn't adjust to Barcelona style. So that's why I can see when he missed the penalty 2 days ago, it was like the lack of confidence. You see the guy, the body language of him is not at his best, definitely. So.
But maybe Barcelona this year, they are like Juventus, for example, are those kind of teams which are really big clubs, and they're just basically rebuilding everything. So they're changing their way of play. They're changing so many things that I wouldn't honestly contextualize how Pjanic plays in the team, because I see these seasons for these kind of teams just transactions for the future.
For sure that, and actually, I mean, for what Carlos was saying, I think that the transitionary thing kind of fits with its performance, but it can affect the performance for sure. Because if you don't find if you don't find like the square, if you don't find the right fit for the team, it might somehow affect the performance of a player. If it doesn't fit properly, if it doesn't feel good in that positions, or how it's been employed during the matches, for sure the lack of confidence that Carlos was talking about, it's like the danger behind the corner.
The danger behind it. Well, it makes sense. It makes sense. Is reasoning. I'm thinking when it comes to Barcelona, how can you remove from the midfield Busquets? I understand Pjanic, but how can you place that guy on the bench? It's pretty tough. Pretty tough choice.
I think the only one who managed to do so in the last years is De Jong. De Jong last season and this season, sometimes if he's taking some breaks, Busquets, is because Frenkie De Jong is really obviously has the special connection with Koeman because they're both Dutch. And finally, De Jong is going back to his Ajax level, and he's going to be top midfielder, I think, for the next 10 years. And you can see that the confidence he's getting this year is amazing. The goal he scored last weekend, incredible. So Koeman is letting him go to the attack a lot because he's one of those midfielders who scores at least 8-9 goals per season. So now finally he's getting closer to Messi and to Braithwaite in the attack. So, but yeah, the other day they struggled but let's talk about something else. Let's not talk about Copa del Rey.
Let's talk Supercopa.
Let's talk about Supercopa.
Nah.
I would say
you really want to talk about Supercopa.
No, it was a joke. I don't want to talk about Supercopa. Well, actually, I can tell on. Sorry, Matteo, please.
I would say I have a topic that will put everybody in agreement because it's not about recent games. So before getting into the battle for the winter title, the symbolic winter title in Italy, what about the quiz? I mean, we have a weekly appointment that we usually live up with. So we're going to test our knowledge of the past Serie A clubs. And Carlos, this is going to be a good one for you also. So we can see how much about Italian football you know.
This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough for me.
Oh, yes, this is going to be tough. Now, if I remember, how do I share my screen? Oh, yes, I do remember that. Drum roll, please. Brace for it, because it's coming. So, the mysterious Serie A team of the week is...
The suspense here.
Can you guys see it?
No.
Not yet.
Oh. Okay.
Let me see. Maybe can I support you somehow?
Probably you need to allow me, Diego. You're the host, right?
Maybe.
It's pretty cool. So, I mean, the first thing that you see is going to be exactly the lineup.
Okay.
Oh.
Whoa, I know it.
Oh, you do know it, huh?
Yeah, I know also 2 players already.
Carlos,
Oh
do
my
you know?
God! Oh, that's emotional, guys.
Paulo, do you know
That's
it?
emotional. Oh my God, that's a really nice
Yeah,
Paulo,
for you.
surprise.
do you know this team?
I
I
think
do, I do know that team. I cannot really. I will let Carlos.
I guess
Say.
because of Paolo's smile, I guess this is Pescara.
This is Pescara.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's and the guy with the red band here, which was the captain, is Leo Junior.
Leo Junior.
It's Junior, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So I got it. I got it.
There's
So,
also Dunga somewhere, but my eyes are kind of I'm a bit of a mole, so I cannot see it properly.
you know why Dunga is not here? Because he was already playing for Fiorentina in this season.
Ah, yeah, it's the season
This is
after
the.
then.
Oh, okay.
Season after, okay. It's
So,
1992. But
it's
no,
earlier than that. It's earlier than that.
so it's 80. Oh my God, 18. Oh my God, my fellow citizens will kill me now because I don't recall the dates. Because the most it was the Galeone one.
Yeah, indeed. He was.
Yeah, I don't always forget about the dates there.
I have no
That's
idea.
that's embarrassing. I think if it's 87, maybe.
It's the following season, actually. It's 1988, 1989. Why is
89,
it
89 to 90.
the previous one? 88, 89.
88, 89.
Oh,
Okay.
so this is when you guys won the Scudetto Milan.
The Serie A, yeah.
The following season is when Inter won the Scudetto.
The Trapattoni season, no?
Oh, okay, this is the season.
What's important about this side, guys, about this lineup? It's the first and so far only occurrence when Pescara managed to stay for 2 seasons in Serie A.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, Paolo's hometown club, every time that they managed to come to move to the top flight, they only lasted 1 season. Always got relegated straight away.
Yeah,
But
in the worst way possible, actually. Like especially in the last times, we were like last in the ranking, and like we always had like a really not competitive team because we were always selling or giving back from loans the people that we had in the previous season we purchased in the previous season to get promoted. And the most I'll say explanatory example is when we got the fabulous team with Zeman, and we got people like Insigne, Immobile, and Verratti in the team.
all playing together.
All playing together in the same team.
It's basically the lineup of today.
Yeah.
All playing in Pescara. It's crazy, right?
Yes, it is. If you think about that. Yeah.
So we as Paulo told us, this guy, this is Leo Junior. This is a starter. He used to be a starter in the Brazilian national team. So I mean, those days you can find Brazilian players, top class Brazilian players, playing in a low mid-table Serie A side. What an amazing league was that!
Yeah. And as we were mentioning before, Dunga was also an example of this. Because Dunga was part of the national selection of the Seleção. And then he went to play for Fiorentina because actually it was kind of good play in Pescara as well.
Actually, I'm reading it's the other way around. He moved from Fiorentina to Pescara.
Oh, they did.
And then from Pescara, it was his last season in Italy. He went to Germany to play for Stuttgart.
Okay.
So,
I actually remember that, like Matteo. I have to be honest. I remember the way around. But
I also remember the way around. I remember from Pescara he went to Fiorentina.
What I do remember,
I'm too old.
For sure, in this season, the 88-89, and I know so much stuff about this season because I think I told you in the past, it's the first season of football that I follow. So I clearly remember Dunga playing for Fiorentina that season. But whether he went to Pescara before or after that, I can't remember.
Right, you don't remember.
I really remember a few of this actually because I was really young back then. But I do remember a really nice thing that Leo Jr. once went to fix his shoes in my father's workshop, and we actually have a sign from him on a piece of leather, and it was just like put on the wall like a reliquia. I don't know.
A relic, yeah.
A relic, yes.
But in any case, I can confirm that Carlos is correct. In 92, he went. Well, checking is important.
Yes.
And he went from Fiorentina, from Pisa to Fiorentina, from Fiorentina to Pescara, and then from Pescara to Stuttgart. But there is another player that I recognized, which is today is important for AC Milan today.
Allegri?
No, he's in the middle. No, Allegri, I think was played.
It was later. Allegri.
Is the one next to? I think he's him. I'm not sure if he's the guy because
we're talking about the same guy because
he's a coach today.
Today's Serie A fans may not be very familiar with Pescara, honestly, because unfortunately for them, they've not been showing themselves around in the top flight many times. But yes, if you follow Calcio today, you might
that guy. Okay, so we are talking about here. He has a lot of white hair now, right? Is that the guy? Okay, got it. Because I wasn't sure from the picture like this. Well, I obviously recognize Junior, but just because I know he was the captain, I remember him, and I wasn't sure about him. But yeah, if you're pointing that guy, it seems and means that's the guy you're talking about.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it is the guy. He's the guy.
He's the guy. Okay. Can we say the name, or we don't say the name, right?
Before saying the name, I actually I want to thank Matteo for this kind of nostalgic moment, but also for fixing the picture somehow if you did it, because I don't see the historical.
Which was Jesus.
The Jesus.
Yes.
The Jesus.
Did you cover it on purpose?
I did it on purpose because otherwise it would have been too easy.
Too easy.
Yeah, in the past also those kind of stuff were iconic, I would say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, people, for those who are watching us live on Facebook at the moment, be aware that the mysterious player, this guy over here, is no less than Giampiero Gasperini, current coach of Atalanta.
Yes.
Yeah.
He played in Pescara 5 seasons from 1985 to 1990. So it was kind of a big name, I guess, in those days of the club.
Yeah. He was actually. He was. And he was also contributing pretty much to the team performance.
Oh, yeah. Indeed.
Yep.
So, back to today, I hope that this guy is not going to play any little trick to us at 6 p.m. Italy time this afternoon as Atalanta takes on Milan at the Stadio San Siro. So, question of the day is, who's going to be winter champion?
I think Milan without any doubt. For me, Milan, 100%.
I agree with Carlos, even if I think that today, since it's really hard clash against Atalanta, is going to be maybe a draw, which I actually hope that it's going to be. But I mean, AC Milan is really good shape. Atalanta, same thing, and actually they are coming from a winning streak with a lot of goals also on the score table. So I think that today's clash is gonna result in a draw, but that will mean that AC Milan will be anyways winter champion.
Yeah.
When it comes to Atalanta, I'm actually the last two they draw again. They didn't win. They're not winning for 2 matches in a row. Well, they're in a positive row for I think 4 or 5 matches, which is really good. For Napoli, I hope Milan will make it. They are gonna win because Atalanta is below and is a direct competitor opponent for the Champions League.
I think that the best result for you guys is the draw. Because you're
also for you, because I want to remind you that you are behind us. Just to remind you.
For us also.
That's what I told you. Like we are hoping for the draw because if one of the two wins, they are going too much ahead. So better.
One thing concerning this game is that I read that Papu Gomez landed in Sevilla, no? Monchi convinced him to sign for Sevilla. It's happening today.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Sevilla is going to win Europa
UEFA
League
Cup.
again.
Yes, that's happening. Yeah.
Europa League, no, because they're playing in the Champions League.
Yeah,
so
no,
they cannot play the Europa League this season because those many Europa Leagues that they won sometimes is because they dropped down from the first group stage from Champions League. But this year they went through, so it's gonna be interesting. They are playing against who they are playing against? Any guy with good memory?
I remember,
Like Sevilla? You mean for the
for Champions League. In the round of 16.
I can check it really because it's gonna be like in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, it's
gonna be mid-February. So it's let me check for you. It's gonna be Borussia Dortmund.
Dortmund, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. But since we're talking a little bit about Spain, can you, Carlos, just share a really quick sentence about what happened to Real Madrid?
So there is something that you should know.
Such a mean guy.
I want to know. Well, we never win. You guys win every year. You win something. It's nice to see the feelings.
Okay, now it's my time for a quiz. Where is Alcoy? And don't check on Google. Don't touch the computer.
I already did, so I cannot answer.
Okay, I don't know.
Where is the location? The geographical location?
I have no clue about that. I'm gonna try to guess.
I think it's like on the coast somewhere.
Galicia.
No, it's very near. It's in the province of Alicante, next to the coast.
Oh, okay.
So, and why Alcoy is being famous worldwide?
Sorry.
No.
Hey.
Oh, there is Alicante, Valencia on the coast. You can eat the best paella ever.
The best rice dishes comes from there. Paella, arroz caldos. They are famous for producing rice and rice dishes. But these guys, Spain is a country of we call it refranes. In English, it's sayings, right? Sayings. It's like quotes. And for 70 years, there is the saying in Spain that says más moral que el alcoyano. And everybody says, for example, if you are losing 4-0 a game and it's 10 minutes left, people will say, no matter from where in Spain you are, you say, oh, tienes más moral que el alcoyano. And apparently this comes from 1948 in the 50s, that they were losing a game 3-0 and the referee signed the end of the game 1 minute before, and all the players went to complain to the referees, like, what are you doing? We can still win, and they were losing 3-0, you know. So this is you have a bigger hope than Alcoyano, and now Alcoyano beat Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey. So it's funny. So
it's time to change the
story.
The story.
What an incredible game. I don't know if you guys seen the highlights at least, but there's a lot of controversy now. Nobody knows what's going to happen with Zidane, because he put the players who play less minutes this season, because they always do that for the Copa del Rey, but still in the extra time, they reached the extra time because it was 1-1, and then Alcoyano got the red cards, so they play with 10 players for the last 20 minutes, and still they score a goal. So this was wow. And it's happening a lot these years in Copa del Rey because they changed the format, so now it's only one game. And I don't know if you remember 2 weeks ago, Atletico Madrid lost to Cornellà, also from third division. And Cornellà played with Barcelona 2 days ago, and they managed to get to extra time. So it was 0-0. And then Barcelona missed 2 penalties. One of them was Pjanic, then Dembele. And the keeper was famous in saying, I can't believe Cornellà in 10 days is going to kick out Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. And they almost, they got to the last 10 minutes. 0-0, and then Dembele scored a goal. So, but yeah, it's becoming nicer because Copa del Rey unfortunately was losing fans. People stopped watching it, and people stopped paying attention. But now, because the winner gets a spot to the Europa League, and also you get a spot to play the Super Cup, the finalists get a spot to play the Super Cup next year. It's becoming more interesting now. Which
division is Alcoy?
So we call it Segunda B, but Segunda B, because in Spain you have Primera División, Segunda División, Segunda B. So it's like the third division.
Okay, so it's going to be like the Lega Pro in Italy,
Serie C.
Serie C, yeah.
It would be so nice to have some kind of format where you can see, like Cremonese or like a Taranto playing against Juventus or Napoli.
Like they have also in the FA Cup, no? For example, like
yeah.
Wonderful.
In the FA Cup, they go down to the ninth division or something like that. That's even crazier.
Yeah, Tottenham played the other day against Marine.
Yeah.
It's from the 8th division. It was such a nice game, but it's cool to see those players to also perform in those kind of stadiums, because Cornellà Stadium 2 days ago, it's made of the turf is artificial, it's not natural grass. So Koeman was saying, maybe we should not allow this, but then I think it makes it also more interesting to go to a pitch where there is only capacity for 500 fans, and it's what Copa means. Copa is that.
It's also nice for football in general. Like it brings back a lot of interest, also in these small centers where maybe they don't have so much interest, or let's say they don't have so much spotlight as well. That would be really nice. Like for example, if you go to Bari still has like the San Nicola, which is a huge stadium, but it's always empty. But if you're gonna make the format like they do in the UK and now also in Spain, that could bring back a lot of people in the stadium. Maybe not nowadays because of the pandemic. I mean, in general, it could be a really nice way of bringing back people to the stadium.
There is 2 legs in Coppa Italia. There is always 2 legs to the games, or why there is no?
Yes,
it's only in the semifinals. So every game
is
a leg. Then the semifinals you play first and second leg. It doesn't make no sense at all.
Really, it's like out of sense.
Yeah,
it's really built. Sorry about that.
Sense is that the semifinals are played in February, first leg and second leg. And then you got the final in May at the end of the Serie A. I mean, it's like you almost forgot, okay, who are the 2 teams playing? Why are they there? How did they get there? So I think there's a lot that we could do to make the Coppa Italia format more interesting. And one of them is for sure allow teams, even for minor leagues, semi-professional or non-professional leagues at all. It would make for such a nice change.
It's amazing. When was the last time? When was the last time a really small team make it through Coppa Italia?
I think it was against Inter. No, it was not Pordenone against Inter.
It was Alessandria, who were coming from the 3rd division, so the Serie C, and they made it up to the semi-final where they lost, from AC Milan. And that was the last time a club for a really, small division made it so far in the Coppa Italia.
Do I recall when was this?
It was 2015 or 2016. So
okay,
not many years ago.
Well, the stories are amazing because this is what makes really football fans.
Exactly.
I don't know if you recall when in the French Cup, which also has a lot of stories like that, when Calais reached the final in Saint-Denis, not that long ago, for 4th division, they reached the final. It was full stadium. The whole city went there from Calais. It was amazing. Amazing.
Indeed.
But in the past was like this in Italy because
actually, the more recent
Napoli,
one, I just checked. Sorry, Diego, I just checked. The more recent one was the Pordenone.
Was Pordenone.
Is Inter Pordenone, and they actually managed to get through the extra times and go to the penalty, and they only lost in the penalties against Inter.
Because the Serie C also, right, back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember the last team from Serie B. I remember Sampdoria, I think, was the last team from Serie B to make to play the final. And Napoli is the only team from Serie B that won the Coppa Italia. And that's like in 62, 63, something like that, the year. But in the past it was really nice, Coppa Italia, because Napoli could have started playing against a Serie C or Serie B side. But now Napoli, like the first 8 in the league in Serie A, will start the Coppa Italia when basically Coppa Italia is already in the final stage. That's make it easier for clubs like Napoli to win Coppa Italia, and that's one of the reasons why we are winning it.
No, I think it's all the cups should be like that. It's the only way to keep the cups alive. I don't know if you remember also when Wigan Athletic won the FA Cup in England, and then they were playing the Europa League, but they were in the second league back home. That was also a beautiful story. So So this kind of stories are nice to see. Let's see how far Alcoyano will get, and but it's going to be, now they're playing against Athletic Bilbao in the next round. So
and the next round is going to be semi-final or quarterfinal?
No, it's quarterfinals.
Quarterfinal, okay, quarterfinal.
Yeah. But it's nice because we have like 2 Serie B teams and 2 Serie C teams in the next round, I think. So it's gonna be fun to watch.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah. We're gonna surely check that out, and perhaps in the meantime we can write a petition, start a petition to bring minor division clubs into the Coppa Italia format, because I guess there's a lot of fans all across Italy that think the same as we do. It probably wouldn't take that much, right? There's so many very small clubs in Italy with a glorious history that would never had the chance to get into the spotlight, and allowing them into the Coppa Italia perhaps could give them a chance. So let's see.
I hope so. Let's start the petition, by the way.
Yeah, we can do something like that.
We should find a way to make it viral and bring it to the...
We have the power now. In Cult of Calcio, we have the power.
Exactly. Started. I mean, we can make like a Cult of Calcio battle. Bring the small clubs to the Coppa Italia, and let's make it a very exciting competition as it could be.
Yeah.
So impossible is nothing. The guy who scored against Real Madrid in the extra time from Alcoyano with 10 players is half plumber. Half of the time is a football player, half of the time is a plumber. So.
How beautiful is that? Come on, that's super beautiful.
That's the really nice way, the really nice side of football, guys.
That's super nice.
Yeah,
it was like Iceland team, the guys that were like lumberjacks or stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's nice stuff. That's indeed really nice.
Oh, what is that?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I have all my kids next to me. Depending on the conversation, I use them.
Well, do you have anything from Barcelona?
I cannot find that one yet. But I have a little secret. But my dad worked in Banca Catalana for many years. So for Christmas, they gave them a Barcelona jersey, the official one in the 90s. So I actually have the Barcelona jersey, I have to say. But I never wore it in my whole life.
It's buried like in the garden. And
I need to look for it somewhere.
Guys, I hope no Barcelona fans are going to watch this podcast. Otherwise, we're going to lose all, the portion of...
or maybe we're going to get them in and they will be like, oh, stop talking about...
Exactly. They're going to start a petition to shut down the Cult of Calcio.
Yeah.
No, we're totally not Barcelona, guys, just for the sake of clarity. It's just that at the moment, we don't have any Barcelona fan in our staff. But as soon as we get one, we're going to put him against Carlos and fight. We're going to be refereeing. So watch out for that because it's going to come at some point.
Yeah, it's a matter of time.
Can't wait. I can't wait.
So, guys, back to the, just to close up, back to the original topic. So the Winter Championship today. So we heard Paolo's prediction. It's going to be a draw, a tie between AC Milan and Atalanta. I would sign for that, to be honest. I'm totally okay with that because we need that as a boost of morale. Even if Inter should win the game against Udinese and get only 1 point down from Milan, I think it would still be good. So at least we can win something, even if, again, it's not real, as Paolo reminded us. But yeah, I would definitely sign off for a draw today.
Also because after there is the derby, isn't it? But it's a Coppa Italia, the derby.
It's in a few... Oh yeah, there's the Coppa Italia derby for sure.
Okay.
Speaking of the Coppa Italia, AC Milan and Inter are going to face each other in the quarterfinals game, which is next week. And then they're going to play against each other again in Serie A in a few weeks. I think it's the 4th match day. So 4 weeks from now.
So what about your prediction, guys, since we're talking about the Winter Champion, what about the Scudetto Champion? Now it's the time to make a bet. Who's going to get this?
I'm still on Juventus.
Here.
I'm still on Juventus.
Yeah, I
say Inter.
I say Inter.
I say Inter. I hope Juventus, of course, but being realistic and seeing the league table today, and always I repeat the fact that Inter does not have any other worries but Serie A. So no, maybe the Coppa Italia, but that's really an excuse.
Now I feel cornered, guys,
It's
and I have a sort of conflict of interest because I know that my prediction never brings the good luck. So I don't know what should I say now.
Say
Oh, you
Juventus.
should say nothing. You should say nothing. I mean, your team is the first
Say
league.
Juventus.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna say anything. I'll keep it for myself. Perhaps I'm
Okay.
gonna write it down. I'm gonna write down who I think will win the Scudetto.
Put it in an envelope.
And yeah, exactly. I put it in an envelope, and then we can open it. I don't know, at the end of the season, and see if my prediction was wrong or bad.
So if you have to choose between Scudetto and Europa League right now, what would you choose?
I would choose Scudetto
Yeah.
all the way. Yes. Yeah.
Me too. I would choose the Scudetto over Scudetto.
I would choose Champions League.
Actually, I would choose Champions League. Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I would choose.
Well, you can make it. You're still running for it, right? The season is long.
Apparently, yes.
Maybe you don't win the Scudetto, but you win something else.
That would be nice.
Well, you already won something, so
Yeah, it would be nice to bring some new things to the Serie A team, the Serie A league, no?
yeah.
Also to interrupt like a cycle, because I think that on the pitch you can already see that that the cycle is going to be closed somehow. And as you said before, we are like renovating almost everything, like from the coach, the way of playing, the players. So it would be like kind of physiological, no?
Okay. Yeah.
And again, Inter has no other worries than Serie A. So if they focus on Serie A and if they really focus on winning the Scudetto, I think that AC Milan has a hard time there.
What I want to add is now Osimhen should come back playing for Napoli. And if Napoli will start playing with Osimhen as they did the first part of the season, well, maybe Napoli can get closer to the second and the first position.
How do you feel about Milik leaving? How do you feel about Milik leaving?
I'm not going to express myself there.
Why not?
Come on. I understand that Milik had obviously problems with the club. That's a fact. And what I do not understand is how is it possible that after the first injury, Napoli came with with a renewal, with a proposal to renew the contract. He said no. Napoli went to Milik 3 times. Milik broke his knee again. So it's basically not playing for 2 years. And Napoli did everything possible, to make him comfortable with the injury. They stay close to him. They help him. They supported him. But then, Ancelotti happened to Napoli, and I don't know what happened since Ancelotti. But Milik then is the only one that basically got into a really war with Napoli. And I'm really happy he's going to leave. He didn't give anything to Napoli, which is important, but the penalty scored against Juventus last final Italy Cup. But I'm happy that he leaves. I need to be honest. He's a great player, nice technique, but never gave anything important to us.
It was a broken relationship. Neither was.
He started bad.
It was the best thing for both parties.
I agree, and I'm happy he went to a winning Champions League team. He went to Marsiglia. Come on, here I really don't know. How can you go to Marsiglia and refuse Fiorentina? I do understand Fiorentina is at the bottom of the league in Italy at the moment, but come on, you're gonna play with great players. You can bring up the team. You have a challenge. You have like motivation from that point of view. And you're playing Florence and in Serie A. Now you're playing for.
You are playing for sure, like because it's
I think you will play for sure also in Marseille.
Yeah, there is Dario Benedetto there from Boca Juniors in Marsiglia, and let's see. Marsiglia is a very interesting club because also it has a lot of connections with Napoli, right? It's the Napoli of France. The stadium always full. Is in the south of the country, and and like you say, he's the only Champions League winner in France. But their level is, they're not at their best. They are out of the Champions League already and out of Europa League as well. So yeah, it's there are some interesting names in that team, but I don't know that comparison. Fiorentina, Marseille. I think even Atletico Madrid was on the spot. I'm more surprised that maybe. I'm still surprised how big market he has, Milik, that so many clubs wanted him.
He's a good player, Carlos. I mean, he's a good player.
It is, but physically, obviously, twice you got the cruciate ligament. I think it's challenging. Even Juventus, I heard, wanted Milik. So.
Yeah.
Summer, yes.
It was on the discussion for that. Yeah.
No. In Poland, we love, let's say, Milik, and now Milik together with Lewandowski and Piontek, is a really good strikers for such a national team like Poland for the Euro Cup. It's amazing, but I don't know. Milik is always this kind of player when he was playing in Ajax that you can see he has the potential, the technique, but there is something about his willingness to. It's always about the character. It's always about the character. But top quality player, yeah, for sure.
Well, I wish him the best. That's the only thing I can say. I wish him the best. I really hope he will not get any injury because 4 seasons with Napoli, no one I mean, all the season he had 2 really big injury and then like a 2.5 months out last season. So he's not really a reliable player when it comes to injuries.
He's going on loan, and he's going on loan, which is the most surprising thing, no?
He's going on a loan, but yeah, basically when he will play one match, Marsiglia will be obliged to buy him.
Okay.
So it's I think it's for fiscal matters that they played with this loan stuff. But yeah, good luck, Milik. We got those. I really didn't fall in love with him.
I wish nothing but the best for you.
I do. I mean, hopefully he's gonna win something important. That's why not, but not with us.
Okay.
Yeah,
with
that's
Poland.
how it goes.
With Poland, the Euro Cup this summer with Poland.
Against Italy, I hope not.
I hope really not, man.
I really hope not.
I really hope not.
Now we're showing to you something from Poland, probably.
There it is.
I was ready. I wish I had the Milik number behind here.
So he has like an Jetta setting that we don't know. He's ready on it, and he knows how to show
things.
pull out things. Yeah.
Artificial intelligence. I have a printer of jerseys. They print my jerseys.
Click the button.
3D printer.
Nice stuff.
Anyway, guys, I really hope we're gonna be able to talk about the Euro Cup at some point.
Looking forward to that.
I'm still not 100% sure that the competition will be held.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Let's keep our fingers crossed because what's going on in the world, there's nothing certain, and nonetheless about it.
Especially with the format that they want to have, as we were talking about some talk room before, like if they're gonna jump from one country to another, I don't know if
my bet is that it can only be held without fans because they cannot delay it anymore because next season is the World Cup and it's the famous World Cup in Qatar. So or this summer without fans or never. But there is I don't think there's any option to make it with fans this summer. It's impossible.
No.
Impossible.
Actually, about fans, I already implied that even if they're going to play with the format right now, like they are moving from one country to another, I already implied that there was no chance to have the fans on the seats. Yeah.
But do you think they are going to have the competition in one country, or they will still keep all the cities involved, all the countries involved?
Apparently, so far there is no news about changing the format, or do you have any? I think there's nothing.
I don't know.
Personally, I think it wouldn't make sense to have it in multiple locations if you cannot have the fans. So I think the option would be choosing like a single host country or host city, like they did for the Champions League back in the summer.
Yeah.
And use this idea, which is interesting. By the way, having it in multiple locations. Delay it for the next edition, whenever that's gonna happen. And
it should be in 3 years now, no? So it should be in 2024.
Yeah.
If they keep the
calendar
schedule.
because let's not forget that even the World Cup is going to be played in December. So December 2022.
22.
So that makes 1 year and a half between the next World Cup and the following European Championship. So that's quite a things to make for a national football calendar. Interesting times ahead and good times hopefully ahead. With that being said, guys, we are 50 minutes into our live. It's almost 12 p.m. Again, Italy time, and we need to get ready because at 3 p.m. Roma receives Spezia in the first matchup of the last round of Serie A, the first leg, and it's going to be an interesting one because there are some troubles, boiling into the Roma world. So,
just before we say goodbye, I'm surprised no one mentioned anything about Simone Zaza. No one said anything.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. So what happened is Zaza, he scored a brace last night against Benevento and for Torino. And the good thing is that Torino managed to pick up 1 point after a very dreadful streak of games. And what's nice is that it was the debut for the new coach, Davide Nicola, right?
Yep.
And did you guys know, I didn't know that honestly, that this guy was born and raised in Turin, and he's been a Granata fan, a supporter of Torino since childhood. So it's sort of a dream coming true for him.
Yeah. I didn't know about that.
This is Nicola.
Nicola.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. Oh, I like him now. I like him more. That's super nice.
But he never played for. He never played when.
I don't think. Did he play for?
Was he a player or?
He was a player. He definitely was a player. I cannot remember if he played for Torino. Actually, can somebody Google it straight away?
But what a debut! What a debut! Because Zaza scored actually 3 goals yesterday, not 2. He scored 3, but
one was.
He played for Torino. Well, I don't know if he actually played, but he was in Torino in 2006. And then he went to Spezia, actually.
He actually played 35 games. And,
35 games, right?
And he scored also a goal.
Okay.
Towards the end of the career. I didn't remember that. Probably the focus that year was on something else. Sorry, Matteo.
I would say, coaching the team that you always supported, it must be a once-in-a-lifetime dream. And now this guy has a very difficult task, which is saving Torino, probably one of the less impressive Torino sides that we've seen in this past few seasons. So good luck to him, and good that he has a Simone Zaza like the one we saw last night on his side. That really is going to help.
Yeah, definitely. They need for him.
Yeah.
He is from Torino. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yes. You just gave me a lot of dreams, a lot of dreams. Well, I think it's really nice when, you're supporting a team when you're a kid and you do all the,
playing for it and then coach it.
And then you coach it. It must be fantastic. It must be. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Luserna San Giovanni. That's where he is from.
Got it.
Nice place, actually.
Turin area.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, guys, so good calcio to everybody for this weekend. Good luck to AC Milan, to Inter Milan, to Juventus, Napoli, Real Madrid, and we're gonna...
And Barcelona.
Barcelona as well.
Nothing from the closet, Carlos. Nothing. You're looking.
The printer stopped working. The printer doesn't work anymore.
Nice.
All right, and we're gonna see live each other again in 1 week, still on the Cult of Calcio and our social media channels. So until then, have a great weekend and speak soon.
Ciao, guys.
That's it.
Bye, guys. Bye.